International. It's time for the news.
Hello there, and welcome to the English program of Radio Alger International. First, the top stories of the news. The President of the Republic, Mr. Majid Tebboune, spoke on Monday by telephone with his brother, the President of the Arab Republic of Egypt, Mr. Abdel Fattah Sisi, with whom he exchanged views concerning issues of interest to the two brotherly countries and agreed to a bilateral meeting. The President of the Republic, Mr. Majid Tebboune, presided over on Tuesday the opening of the first edition of the Medal of Honor for Exports at the Abdel Latif Rahali International Conference Center, CIC, in Algiers, under the theme Commitments, Achievements and Prospects. The Arab Sports Culture Union, ASCA, has honored the President of the Republic, Mr. Majid Tebboune, represented by the Minister of Youth and Sports, Abdurrahman Hamad, by electing Algeria capital of Arab sports culture for the year 2023. On the international scene, the Russian presidency has warned that Sweden's adhesion to NATO will have negative consequences on Russia's security. These are the major developments, and now the news in detail from Radio Alger International. This is Mohammed Barazwan reporting. First, in our news file, the President of the Republic, Mr. Majid Tebboune, spoke on Monday by telephone with his brother, the President of the Arab Republic of Egypt, Mr. Abdel Fattah Sisi, with whom he exchanged views concerning issues of interest to the two brotherly countries and agreed to a bilateral meeting, indicated a press release from the Presidency of the Republic. The President of the Republic, Mr. Majid Tebboune, spoke today by telephone with his brother, His Excellency the President of the Arab Republic of Egypt, a brotherly country, Mr. Abdel Fattah Sisi, with whom exchanged views on issues of common interest to the brotherly countries and agreed to a bilateral meeting according to the same source. The two presidents also discussed regional and international issues of common concern. Furthermore, the President of the Republic, Mr. Majid Tebboune, presided over on Tuesday the opening of the first edition of the Medal of Honor for Exports at the Abdel Latif Rahali International Conference Center in Algiers under the theme Commitments, Achievements and Prospects. This edition of the Honorary Medal of Exports is designed to reward the best exporters of the last 3 years and to publicize Algeria's new policy of encouraging non-hydrocarbon exports. The opening ceremony was attended by senior state officials, members of the government, representatives of trade associations, and heads of public and private enterprises. The Arab Sports Culture Union, ASCA, has honored the President of the Republic, Mr. Majid Tebboune, represented by the Minister of Youth and Sports, Abdurrahman Hamad, by electing Algeria capital of Arab sports culture for the year 2023, according to a ministry press release. This distinction comes in recognition of the efforts of the President of the Republic, Mr. Majid Tebboune, in unifying the Arab ranks by hosting in Algeria a number of important sporting events that enshrine cultural diversity and reflect the Arab identity that Algeria is striving to preserve through the 2023 Arab Sports Games, the statement added. In other news, the national hydrocarbons company Sonatrach achieved export sales of $21 billion to the end of May 2023, according to the group's balance sheet for the 5 months of the current year, made public on Monday. Marketed production at the end of May 2023 reached 68 million tons of oil equivalent, of which 38 million tons were exported, up 2% on the same period in 2022, 67 million tons, of which 37 million tons were exported, according to the same report presented by Sonatrach Director of Performance Management, SPE, Boutaleb Mohamed Roshdi, in the presence of the group CEO, Mr. Toufiq Hakar. Primary hydrocarbon production reached 80 million tons at the end of May 2023, also up 2% on the 79 million tons achieved to the end of May 2022, according to the same report. Sonatrach CEO Mr. Tawfiq Hakar said the following about Sonatrach's exploration activities.
تواجدنا في بعض الدول كالنيجر اللي حققنا فيها
We are present in some countries like Niger, where we made some exploration in the northern part of the country, and it is an encouraging step for Sonatrach. We are also aiming at making other exploration in the region. We made oil and gas exploration in Libya, but on account of the situation there, we could not come back to the country. We are having contact with the Libyan authorities to this effect. I may pay a visit to Libya soon, maybe this month, to discuss the return of Sonatrach, and particularly the adequate security condition for Sonatrach's return.
In Algeria-Chad cooperation, the Minister of Transport, Youssef Sharfa, announced on Monday here in Algiers the implementation of an action program to strengthen cooperation between Algeria and Chad in the field of transport, in particular the road transport of goods and passengers, which will culminate in the signature or the signing of an agreement between the two countries next September. In a statement to the press on the sidelines of his meeting with the Chadian Minister of Land Transport and Road Safety, Fatima Goukouni Wede, who is on a two-day working visit to Algeria, Mr. Sharfa said that this meeting would be an opportunity for the two countries to discuss the future of road transport sector. Mr. Sharfa explained that a meeting enables us to set up an action program to bolster cooperation in the road transport of goods and passengers. It was also agreed to hold a meeting of the Joint Commission between the two sectors in late 2023 or early 2024 to implement the roadmap drawn up by the two sides. Let's listen to the Chadian Transport Minister, Mrs. Fatima Goukouni Wede.
It translates the special relations existing between our two states, between our two peoples. It is undeniably a link that needs to be consolidated, and as head of the Transport Department, we sought to assess the various thematics related notably to the ports, the railway, and air transport. We realized that considering our common experience, we can enlarge it and propose a model that could be profitable to our continent. There were many interesting proposals that were made notably by Algeria, which is part of the dynamic launched by our president of the transition, Idriss Déby Itno, who works together with his Algerian counterpart as part of their major contribution to Africa.
Pour justement apporter cette immense contribution sur le continent africain.
In other news, on Monday here in Algiers, Sidi Mohamed Bouchna Khaladi, President of the National Economic, Social and Environmental Council, CNES, emphasized the importance of Algeria's ratification 2 years ago of the agreement on the African Continental Free Trade Area and its positive impact on the national economy, including the promotion of non-hydrocarbon exports. William Zien has more in this report.
Speaking at a seminar on the strategic orientations and implementation prospects of the African Continental Free Trade Area Agreement, Bouchna Khaladi said that Algeria's ratification of the AFCFTA agreement in May 2021 would be a crucial step for the country's economy, opening up new prospects for the national economy and consolidating trade between African countries, in addition to promoting national exports. The president of the CNES also stressed the importance of exports, which are necessary to support the national industrial fabric, asserting that mastery of production technologies is an essential competitive advantage in order to effectively access African markets, calling for in-depth reflection on the socio-economic prospects within the framework of the implementation of the AFCFTA in order to better understand its tools and its impact on our foreign trade. The AFCFTA will thus be the largest free trade area in the world since the creation of the World Trade Organization, according to information provided at the seminar. The same official recalled the approach taken by the public authorities through the commitments of the President of the Republic, Mr. Abdelmajid Tebboune, including that relating to the implementation of a coherent and judicious trade policy with a view to opening up to the global economy through the FTA-AZ. In this connection, he stressed the need to assess the export potential of the Algerian products to the AFCFTA by examining the opportunities available to the Algerian side and defining the priority sectors for consolidating Algeria's presence on the African market. According to Mr. Bouchanakalati, Algerian companies, particularly those involved in foreign trade, are called upon to take advantage of the African market tools set out in the agreement.
Now, in Algeria-Jordanian relations, the Minister of Industry and Pharmaceutical Production, Mr. Ali Aoun, was received on Monday in Amman by the Jordanian Prime Minister, Mr. Bishar al-Khawasne, with whom he discussed the state of bilateral economic relations, particularly in the industrial sector, as well as ways and means of promoting them, according to a ministry press release. Mariam Zian again.
As part of his visit to the Hashemite Kingdom of Jordan, the Minister of Industry and Pharmaceutical Production, Ali Aoun, was received on Monday by the Jordanian Prime Minister, Mr. Bishar al-Kasawan, in the presence of the Jordanian Minister of Industry, Trade and Supply, who is also Minister of Labor, Youssef Mahmoud Ashamala, and the Algerian ambassador to the Hashemite Kingdom of Jordan, the statement said. During the meeting, which took place prior to the opening of the 9th session of the Algerian-Jordanian Joint Commission, the two parties examined the state of economic relations, particularly in the industrial sector, as well as ways and means of strengthening and promoting them in line with the political and historical relations linking the two countries, the same source stresses. The two sides reaffirmed their countries' commitment to consolidating partnership and investment relations between Algeria and the Hashemite Kingdom of Jordan, inviting investors and businessmen to explore investment and partnership opportunities on a win-win basis, particularly in fields as varied as industry, energy, mining, agriculture, finance, health, and pharmaceutical production, added the same source.
On the international scene, the Russian presidency has warned that Sweden's adhesion to NATO will have negative consequences on Russia's security after Turkey gave its go-ahead to the Scandinavian countries' membership of the alliance. The presidency's spokesman, Dmitry Peskov, warned that Russia would take measures it has already planned in response to the alliance's decision, like it did for Finland last April. He, however, acknowledged that Russia understood well the stance adopted by Turkey, saying that Ankara, as a NATO member, has its own commitments to abide by. Russia's warning came as the NATO member countries today met in Vilnius, Lithuania, as part of a crucial summit meeting devoted to Ukraine. In this respect, German Chancellor Olaf Scholz announced a common statement by the Group of Seven, or G7, on security commitments. He stressed the importance of setting security commitments that could be efficient once peace is restored. Still in the news, the planet has seen its hottest week ever recorded, undergoing cumulated consequences of global warming caused by human and the return of a Nino phenomenon. Mariam Zian has the details in this report.
The first 6 months of 2023 were already marked by exceptional drought in Spain, intense heat waves in China and the US, as well as disastrous wildfires in Canada. North Africa and South Europe are no exception. They have felt scorching temperatures too. In Algeria, it has been a week of intense heat, which is likely to persist until tomorrow. The head of the Forecast Center at the National Meteorological Office, Waria Benrekta, has given an explanation of the current situation. The current climatic situation in most parts of the country is due to atmospheric pressure concentrated in the northern part of the country and in the Mediterranean in general. For the next days, the National Office of Meteorology predicts a small decrease of temperatures starting from Wednesday in the center, whereas the heat wave. For the next days, the National Office of Meteorology predicts a small decrease of temperatures starting from Wednesday in the center, whereas the heat wave in eastern and western parts of the country will persist until next Thursday. At the same time, the Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development declared a state of maximum alert for all stakeholders to prevent and fight against wildfires in order to face any emergency caused by the significant rise in temperatures. In Europe, assessments by scientists at the French Institute of Health Research and the Global Health Institute of Barcelona suggest that due to the lack of effective response, the old continent will face an average rate of 68,000 more deaths each summer by 2030. The unprecedented high temperatures are not only recorded on the Earth, but also in the ocean, with potential devastating consequences on both people's health and the environment.
Now concerning Libya, the UN envoy to Libya, Abdullah Ali Batiri, said that he had agreed with representatives of the Electoral Commission on the necessity to settle all the divergences related to the electoral process as part of a global and constructive approach. According to the news agency LANA, the UN envoy met in Tripoli with the head of the Higher National Electoral Commission to discuss the preparations for the upcoming elections. The UN envoy pointed out that it was important that a draft electoral law could be translated into concrete form and be agreed on by all the parties at issue. He also underlined that it was necessary that the institutions concerned be involved to ensure the transparency of the political process while reiterating the support of the UN to the Electoral Commission. The UN envoy insisted on the involvement of all the parties at issue in the process to allow for the holding of elections that reflect the Libyan people's will. You are still tuned to Radio Algeria International, and now I invite you to listen to the second part of our edition with two timely broadcasts on schedule. I wish you fun listening.
Hello and welcome to this new edition of your weekly program, The Health Magazine. Today we will talk about physical exercise and workout and their benefits on the person's health and physical condition. Regular physical activity can improve your muscle strength and boost your endurance. Exercise delivers oxygen and nutrients to your tissues and helps your cardiovascular system work more efficiently. And when your heart and lung health improve, you have more energy to tackle daily chores. Regular physical activity is proven to help prevent and manage non-communicable diseases such as heart disease, stroke, diabetes, and several cancers. It also helps prevent hypertension, maintain healthy body weight, and can improve mental health, quality of life, and well-being. Physical activity refers to all movement. Popular ways to be active include walking, cycling, wheeling, sports, active recreation, and play, and can be done at any level of skill and for enjoyment by everyone. Yet, current global estimates show 1 in 4 adults and 81% of adolescents do not do enough physical activity. Furthermore, as countries develop economically, levels of inactivity increase and can be as high as 70% due to changing transport patterns. Increased use of technology for work and recreation, cultural values, and increasing sedentary behaviors. Increased levels of physical inactivity have negative impacts on health systems, the environment, economic development, community, well-being, and quality of life. The World Health Organization WHO Global Action Plan on Physical Activity provides a framework of effective and feasible policy actions which can help support, retain, and increase physical activity through cross-government and multi-sectoral partnerships across all settings as a coordinated and comprehensive response. Exercise is defined as any movement that makes your muscles work and requires your body to burn calories. There are many types of physical activity, including swimming, running, jogging, walking, and dancing, to name a few. Being active has been shown to have many health benefits, both physically and mentally. It may even help you live longer. Here are the top ways regular exercise benefits your body and brain. It can make you feel happier. Exercise has been shown to improve your mood and decrease feelings of depression, anxiety, and stress. It produces changes in the parts of the brain that regulate stress and anxiety. Exercise can increase the production of endorphins, which are known to help produce positive feeling and reduce the perception of pain. In fact, exercise has been shown to reduce symptoms in people suffering from anxiety. It can also help them be more aware of their mental state and practice distraction from their fears. Interestingly, it doesn't matter how intense your workout is. It seems that your mood can benefit from exercise no matter the intensity of the physical activity. It can also help with weight loss. Some studies have shown that inactivity is a major factor in weight gain and obesity. To understand the effect of exercise on weight reduction, it is important to understand the relationship between exercise and energy expenditure. Your body spends energy in 3 ways: digesting food, exercising, and maintaining body functions like your heartbeat and breathing. Regular exercise has been shown to increase your metabolic rate, which will burn more calories and help you lose weight. It is good for your muscles and bones. Exercise plays a vital role in building and maintaining strong muscles and bones. Physical activity like weightlifting can stimulate muscle building when paired with adequate protein intake. This is because exercise helps release hormones that promote the ability of your muscles to absorb amino acids. This helps them grow and reduces their breakdown. As people age, they tend to lose muscle mass and function, which can lead to injuries and disabilities. Practicing regular physical activity is essential to reducing muscle loss and maintaining strength as you age. Also, exercise helps build bone density when you're younger, in addition to helping prevent osteoporosis later in life. It can increase your energy levels. Exercise can be a real energy booster for healthy people, as well as those suffering from various medical conditions. One study found that 6 weeks of regular exercise reduced feelings of fatigue for 36 healthy people who had reported persistent fatigue. It can also reduce your risk of chronic diseases. Lack of regular physical activity is a primary cause of chronic disease. Regular exercise has been shown to improve insulin sensitivity, cardiovascular fitness, and body composition, yet decrease blood pressure and blood fat levels. It can help skin health. Your skin can be affected by the amount of oxidatives. Your skin can be affected by the amount of oxidative stress in your body. Oxidative stress occurs when the body antioxidants defenses cannot completely repair the damage that free radicals cause to cells. This can damage their internal structures and deteriorate your skin. It can help your brain health and memory. Exercise can improve brain function and protect memory and training skills. To begin with, it increases your heart rate, which promotes the flow of blood and oxygen to your brain. It can also stimulate the production of hormones that can enhance the growth of brain cells. It can also help with relaxation and sleep quality. Regular exercise can help you relax and sleep better. In regards to sleep quality, the energy depletion that occurs during exercise stimulates recuperative process during sleep. Moreover, the increase in body temperature that occurs during exercise is thought to improve sleep quality by helping it drop during sleep. Many studies on the effects of exercise on sleep have reached similar conclusions. And exercise can reduce pain. Chronic pain can be debilitating, but exercise can actually help reduce it. In fact, for many years, the recommendation for treating chronic pain was rest and inactivity. However, recent studies show that exercise helps relieve chronic pain. The bottom line is that exercise offers incredible benefits that can improve nearly every aspect of your health from the inside out. Regular physical activity can increase the production of hormones that make you feel happier and help you sleep better. It can also improve your skin's appearance, help you lose weight and keep it off, lessen the risk of chronic diseases, and improve your life quality. Whether you practice a specific sport or follow the guideline of 150 minutes of activity per week, you will inevitably improve your health in many ways. And with this, we come to the end of this week's edition of your weekly program, The Health Magazine. Don't forget to join us next week for a new edition with a new topic and a new recommendation for your health and the well-being of your family and friends. Goodbye.
The museums of the world are the window into the history and creativity of a particular country. It is here where visitors are able to explore the past generation and the development of the country and marvel at the historic relics and artifacts that stand as a reminder to these ancient times. And in Algeria, the National Museum of Antiquities in Algiers is one of the most fascinating and comprehensive museums in the country. It is where the past meets the present and where Algeria comes to life. What makes the National Museum of Antiquities so unique is the fact that it does not only showcase pieces in history. It does not only showcase pieces in history of Algiers, but has a wonderful collection that has been sourced from towns and cities across the country. Having displays from around Algeria gives visitors a comprehensive look at the country. One location making the National Museum of Antiquities a very popular attraction and educational tool. Some of the rare artifacts that visitors can look forward to viewing are the totemic warriors from the Libyan period, ivory carvings, and a breathtaking coin collection. The sculptures that are located throughout the museum are magnificent and include the 3rd century child with an eagle, a sculpture from Cherchell, and wonderful bronzes. The museum is also home to an extensive art collection, ancient mosaics, and dozens of priceless manuscripts. The National Museum of Antiquities has an exclusive collection of exhibits and offers an extraordinary opportunity to explore the cultures, traditions, and age-old beauty of this fascinating country. When in Algiers, visitors are recommended to add the museum to their list of activities, as they will not be disappointed at the wonders that are contained within the walls of the National Museum of Antiquities. From the capital Algiers to the western city of Tlemcen, the town of Tlemcen is noted for its flourishing vineyards and olive plantations, as well as its carpet, textile, and leather handicrafts. With its centuries of fascinating history and rich culture, a blend of Berber, Arab, French, and Andalusian, Tlemcen is a popular tourist destination. Visitors to the town may want to take some time to explore the Tlemcen Museum, which provides an interesting overview of the history and culture of this picturesque Algerian town and surrounding areas. Originally housed in the Sidi Bel Hassan Mosque in Tlemcen, the museum collection has been moved to a college building which was built in 1905. The Tlemcen Museum occupies 2 floors of the building, and the collection includes a variety of coins and artifacts from the Almoravid 11th century, Marinid and Zayyanid dynasties. The Marinid and Zayyanid dynasties struggled for domination of the area in the 13th and early 14th century, each taking and losing rulership a number of times until Tlemcen came under Ottoman rule in the 16th century. Following a decade of resistance, Tlemcen succumbed to the French in 1842. Carved epitaphs from the royal tomb of Boudbil, the last Moorish king of Granada, who died in Tlemcen in 1494, are among the treasures to be seen at the Tlemcen Museum, as well as a marble standard cubit measure bearing the date 1328. Also displayed at the museum are some amazing oil paintings by Algerian artist Abdelhalim Hamesh dating back to the 1940s. Located in the oasis town of Beni Abbas, the capital city of the Saura area of Algeria, the Beni Abbas Museum houses an impressive display of desert fauna, fossils, and traditional arts and crafts, such as carpets, wall hangings, ceramic items, wood carvings, and jewelry. The museum, which is supported by the Saharan Research Center, displays an extensive range of different types of dates, one of the mainstay crops of oasis towns and villages in Algeria. Ancient local legend claims that the spring which waters this lush oasis came about as a miracle. It is said that a traveler pushed his walking stick into the ground, declaring that if he should die in this place, water would come out of the ground. He apparently died the following night, possibly due to lack of water, and the spring began to flow, continuing to do so to this day. The town of Beni Abbas is a popular tourist destination, and the Beni Abbas Museum provides fascinating insight into the history and culture of the town and its people. Certainly, it is well worth a visit when exploring this charming Algerian town and its surroundings.
الذاكرة